Hey lovely ones, hope you're doing really well. So today I'm going to do a Divine Connections reading for the month of May. Now, as always, it's a general reading, so it may or may not resonate, and if it doesn't, that's okay. It's just not the right reading for you at this point in time. So we're going to look at what are the energies, the overall energies for the masculine and feminine. We're going to look at what's happening in their head and heart space and in the connection, and get a bit of an idea of what the intentions are for each of them and the messages for each of them for the month of May. So let's get started. We will start by getting an overall energy for the divine masculine. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So there's been a lot, I've been picking up, there's been a lot happening in masculine's 3D world. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of epiphanies. There's been a lot of hard realizations of what does and doesn't work for them in their world. And I think they're kind of coming to the point, if they haven't already, that things have to shift and things have to change. So it's it could potentially be quite a big month for them in May. Let's get a card for the energy between the connection. Okay, so we're getting moonlight, travel, romance, potential. So the first thing I'm getting with this is that energy is shifting, energy is changing. A lot of things are being cleared over the last month, and things are continually being cleared in the connection on both sides. And that's opening up the option to talk more about their emotions, to get back together on the same page, and really look at where it is that they want to go. Where can this take them? So let's get an energy for the feminine for May. Delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things and always expect the best. I really feel that April has been a massive month for feminines for healing. And they're kind of getting to the point where they're stepping out of where they've been and into a space where they're more comfortable of where they're going. So it's potentially be a really good month for feminines for May. All right, let's look at what's happening in the DM's headspace for the month of May. Where is he in his headspace, in his 3D world? Let's see what we've got here. Nothing is yet set in stone. Yeah, I feel like these guys, we'll get some tarot to clarify, but I feel like these guys are very much in their head. They've been thinking about all the stuff that has to happen, and they're sort of in a space where they're looking at changing this, but it hasn't quite come to fruition yet. Yeah, they're looking at their options. What works for me, what doesn't, which way do I go? How do I get out of this, or how do I get into this, whatever the situation may be, where, I keep my sanity, I keep some dignity, effectively. There's a bit of ego pride coming up with this group, yeah. And I minimize the heartbreak. How do I get through this and manage to not bring myself down to the ground? And how do I stay in my truth? How do I connect with the Emperor in me and stand my truth and do the right thing for me for once? Yeah, I think they've got some big decisions for May coming up. Let's look at the feminine energy for May. What's happening in her headspace? And I use her and him for feminine and masculine energy, so if it doesn't resonate, guys, I apologize. That's just the way I do it. So Okay, intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide and trust your intuition no matter what. Get some tarot for her too. All right. So feminines are stepping into their intuitive side. Yep, they're becoming the best version of themselves. They're working out what it is that really makes them happy, and they're walking away from the sadness and sorrow that they felt in the connection. You know, they're learning how to trust in themselves, how to trust in their guidance, how to understand that, you know, these lessons are potentially learnings that needed to happen, and it's a blessing rather than a curse, because it's taught them to be strong. It's taught them to be intuitive. It's taught them to be, you know, to move forward in action that is in line with their own soul purpose. So seem to be in a lot better space. All right, let's get an overall card for the connection. What's the general energy for the connection in the 3D and mental space? Let's see what we get here. Okay. Time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Yeah, so things are still in progress. You know, the masculine's still in a space where he's still trying to work out how he goes about making these changes, and you know what he has to do to come out of it the least amount of scarred. Anyway, let's get a card for where he's at in his heart space. You know, how's he feeling about his feminine and the connection? Let's see what we get here. Okay, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So I think he's getting to the point where he's now finally aware of what the connection is. You know, he understands that it is a divine and spiritual connection. And, you know, it's something that has taken him quite a bit to get through into that space. You know, he's gone through this inner turmoil of working out why this has been affecting him so much. And I think, you know, he's in a space where he wants to move forward with this connection and he wants to create something stable, but he's just still in that headspace of not knowing how to do that and how to come about that. Look, there potentially is there's contact coming. So he's wanting to make contact. He just doesn't know how to do it at this point. He wants that change. He really wants that change. Let's have a look at the feminine's heart space. What's happening with her, for her masculine and the connection. Compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. And this is what we were talking about before, about, you know, forgiving what has gone on and walking away from that pain. I feel like she's more in a position now with her masculine of understanding what he's going through, and, you know, some of the headspace that he's been in, acknowledging the connection. He could potentially be in another relationship that he needs to walk away from. He could be have some other barriers, like potentially spiritual or religious barriers that has blocked him. She feels that, you know, she wants to be able to sit down and talk to him about where things are and where things have gone, and review, you know, how they move forward and what they do in relation to that. you know, and she's kind of just hoping that she can get that chance of having that communication with him. And I feel like they're very much on the same page at this point. They're very close to communicating. All right, let's see what's happening. Here we go. Before I can even ask, in relation to the connection for the heart space. Okay. So we've got look inside yourself. Imagine what is causing you to feel this way. So yeah, they're both doing a whole heap of soul searching, and they're trying to determine, you know, how they move forward. And I think, you know, they both seem to be on the right path for stepping into their truth and understanding what they need to do and listening to their own divine guidance. So let's see what the intentions are for the masculine for the month of May. For what's his intentions towards his DF. Okay, don't let pride get in your way. First thing I'm getting here is that the DMs actually don't want to be rejected. That's one of the things that's come out. It's like, oh, I just don't know. What if I go to all this trouble and she rejects me? How do I manifest the outcome that suits me to get what I need? Interesting. How do I find the balance of not sacrificing everything that I need to do in order to step into this new, oh, I wouldn't even call it a relationship, but this new connection. Yeah. And how do I get victory with the situation? I feel like they're struggling a little bit, you know. They're still trying to get to that point where they are comfortable knowing how to move forward, and I don't think they are quite there yet. So, you know, let's see where they get to in May, because if they can get past that, I think you know, they might have a bit of a breakthrough. So let's look where the feminines are in their attentions to the DMs for May. Celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success and enjoy your achievements. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so the feminines are intending to move forward. They're wanting things to happen. They're done with waiting. They've been waiting long enough, you know. They feel like they've been in their head for too long, and they need to move forward, and they need to really continue on, you know, regardless. We're either with the masculine, yeah, they feel like that it's been too much of a heavy burden, and they just have to move forward, which is a good thing, right? So releasing the codependency and moving forward and stepping into their true feminine self. So let's look at what one of the potential overall outcomes could be in relation with the intention for the month of May. Oops. Let's go. Wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Yeah, I honestly feel that the masculines aren't quite there yet. They're not in the right space. Okay, so let's wrap it up. We'll get an overall energy for guidance from spirit for the connection, and we'll get some messages. Okay, harmony, power, self-confidence, productivity. Yeah, and you know, like, I think they both need to come into self-harmony, into harmony of self, and step into their truth before there'll be any connection between the two of them. You know, knowing what your own inner power is, and being true to yourself, having that feeling of love and self-worth, and moving forward in your own journey. And I think that's what will get them through this. All right, let's get some messages from the masculine to the feminine for May. 3 messages. I can feel your energy around me. I'm really confused about my feelings for you. Yep. And one more, please. I feel your emotions and hear your thoughts. Yeah. So the masculines are absolutely connecting to the feminines spiritually, and I think that's where they're getting confused about this, because they're feeling this strong connection intuitively, but it's not making sense to them in their 3D world. All right, let's get some messages from the feminine to the masculine for May. What's going to come up in May? What are they going to want to be saying? You have triggered my healing. Yes. I'm working on how to approach you again. The feminines might be thinking of reaching out to the masculine. And that's one more, please. I had to release my fears. Yeah, and this is the fears, and you know, all of the heartache and the sorrow. The feminines are releasing those, and they're moving forward with love, and they're looking after themselves. They're stepping into their intuition. I mean, it's still been hard, right? They feel like it's been you know, really heartbreaking in some situations, and they've been really stuck in their head, but I can see them as still moving forward and making that step, you know, and the masculines are mirroring that. They're still in that space of, you know, not quite there yet. They haven't quite worked out how they're going to tackle this whole connection, and, you know, how they can come to terms with what they're feeling and what they're sensing spiritually to what's happening in their 3D world. So anyway, it's going to be an interesting start again. It's going to be an interesting month in May. There'll be a lot happening, a lot of energies coming up. So good luck, guys. Hopefully it's amazing for you. If you like the video and it resonated, please leave your comments below. All right, take care. Bye.